Hello, hello. I should be live. My phone is trying to check the connection. All right. We'll give it one more try. And then I will see what happens. If it didn't work, then we do something else. Well, welcome to Tuesday Talk, a career by design. This is a favorite topic of mine. Before I turned it to a coaching or a business, it was something that I was always doing for myself, for my friends, family, basically anyone that was thinking about changing their job, finding another idea, finding another initiatives, whatever was work related. I was always excited about it. I was always interested, and I always wanted to know how would people actually find their next gig. So the common question was, I don't know what's next for me, but I know I'm not happy here. I just don't know what's next for me. So I thought I'd come online, say hi, and talk to you about this one question and how you put an end to it, because it's honestly such a low energy space. Like I don't know what's next for me. And it was interesting because people that they were asking this question were people that they were super smart, really engaged with their work. They're really good at what they were doing. I would say they are high performers. They were excellent, hyper performers in what they were doing. So I was like, if someone that is so good at their job, they're wondering what's next. So maybe there is a way to solve for that. So today I'll be talking about that. And the answer to this one is such a simple but not easy way of dealing with this question. So, the point or the key thing about deciding what's next is to actually sit and put on a piece of paper where would I like to be in 12 months? Not so far away, not so close. And what I want you to do is to, while we are in this conversation, is to grab a piece of paper. You know that I always sketch stuff. So grab a piece of paper and put a horizontal line on it. I have a sticky note here. And what I want you to do is just put a horizontal line and a milestone at the end of it and something in the middle. All right, can you see this one? So what happens is that when you think of 12 months from now, I want you to think about, all right, what is the role and position that I'm going to go for? And you might think, oh, I already kind of have some ideas, but you will be surprised when you are defining what you want to be doing, how many elements and parameters are contributing to that. Before you go ahead and write down the potential role or gig that you want, for this exercise to be successful, I want you to stop your mind for this half an hour that you're putting for this exercise to think about, but why I can't get this one. So I'm sure your mind has many reasons to come up with why you can't go for that. But for now, put it aside. The second thing that I want you to stop thinking is to stop thinking about your current role. Stop thinking what your position is, what's the size of your team, what's your salary. Put current state aside. And then the third thing that I want you to put aside is, how am I going to get there? So am I sitting here and just daydreaming? So put these three things aside and start with, move yourself 12 months forward and start writing the success criteria of your future role. All right. When you are in the phase of defining, and we do this one a lot for our companies, when we are, going through a transformation or acceleration, or we're trying to change our organization, we say, okay, what's the target state? What's the current state? And then we say, okay, what's the interim and what are the things that we need to do in order to get there? It's the same method, same mechanism. So we're going to do that for your target job. The point is avoid going into execution. And so now what is the list of things that I want you to consider and answering when you are defining your target happy role? First of all, I want you to write how you feel in this new role. Not just I'm successful, be more specific. I feel someone that is influential. I feel someone that is doing some creative work, someone that is innovative, someone that is a change maker. Find out how you feel and write down, decide how you feel, top of that list. Then we get into some more details. What's the type of company? What is the industry? What is the size of the team that you're leading? What are the types of products or services that you're taking to market? Who are your customers? I'm going to give you some pointers. This doesn't mean that you necessarily need to answer all of these ones, or you might have something similar to this, but just to see how many dimensions and parameters are in there when you are defining your target state, your desired role. So what's my salary? What's the culture? And when you think of the culture, I want you to think of, because it's quite a big word, all right? Think of the type of language that is used, how people are dressed up, how they interact with each other. What do you think of the type of activities that the team does, type of conversations that they have internally and with their customers? So these little things will help you to define the type of culture you want. And if you've been someone that has been in your company for a long time, and you might not have some ideas from other companies, then I want you to think of movies. All right. Think of different movies that they have different types of culture or environment. You say, you know what? I kind of like that. So go with that one. I'm personally a person that has been in so many different companies because I've been consultant for many years. But I appreciate that people might not have even a picture of something different to what they currently have. The other thing that you can do is to talk to your friends and family members, the people that are in your network outside, and ask some specific questions. How do you run your circle? What do you do for team meetings? What's your feedback or review process in your companies? So these questions will help you to define, firstly, realize what are the alternatives out there. Just because you've been here 10 years doesn't mean that everything everywhere else is like that. And second, you can choose. All right. A couple of other questions that they are really important to me, and I want you to consider those ones, is the cause that your company, your future company, will support and is dedicated to. That's something that I always look for. I would love to be with companies that they are always make a stand for something, one of the major causes in the world. They're not just about making money. They are conscious of their impact on the community and even the country or wider. So think of these ones. And when in book Level Up, I talk a lot about defining, and this is going beyond knowing yourself. This is defining yourself as what you want to be, who you want to be, and what you want to do. This is a key distinction between knowing self and defining self. And this exercise is one of the ones that makes this muscle of defining quite stronger than, just normally, going for an interview or a conversation and, stumble upon a role. When those scenarios happen, when some opportunities come to us, if we haven't done these exercises, we might go for it and we might be successful in getting it, but you never know if this was something that you really wanted or it was just there was another opportunity for you that was truly a best match for your skill set, your leadership traits, for your what you are about and who you are. This is what I call foundational work. It seems simple, but when you start actually writing, you would realize, I'm not quite sure what I want. But this is the basis of any private coaching that we do with executives. Just get clarity as what you desire. Before I talk to you, I have one last point that is about what to do with the risk or problems or whatever our beautiful mind will tell us why it's not possible or this exercise is waste of time. There's one other thing that I want you to do. If you've got the book, please go ahead and get the book, because if you haven't got it, please go ahead and get the book. If you've got it, jump on the section that is talking about defining your leadership skill sets and your expertise. There's more details in that space. And book currently is on promotion, so definitely it's a good $2 spent of your life. I promise you that. And then once you have this one, with any executive coaching or conversation, this will help to fast track you and give you a good boost to get to the role that you want. The other thing that I want to share with you is I am launching a new program called Executive Elevate. And that is a program that is a missing part of an executive MBA, the one that they teach at university, $40,000 to $80,000. Missing in a sense that a MBA program will tell you how to do a good job, but doesn't tell you how to get there. And I know that for a fact because I personally paid close to 40, 50K. No, actually, I paid 55K to finish an executive MBA. And I was always wondering, well, I didn't learn anything about networking. I didn't know how to get these jobs. Yeah, of course, I know have some decision-making models and I know I can do financial mapping, but how do I get to these roles? Who is living on top of these buildings? So that is Executive Elevate program that is coming out in September. And the last thing that I wanted to share with you is how to deal with these risks, issues, or blockers that you might find out when you are doing this exercise. They're good things. Those concerns, I don't have this certificate, or I don't have this industry knowledge, or I don't have a network for so-and-so, or I've never managed a team more than 50. These are all great, and I want you to capture them. So in that picture that I asked you to draw, a horizontal line of time and a milestone at the end of that line, which is 12 months from there, list of things that you are going to have in your future role. And below that, I want you to put all the concerns, risks, and the things that are missing for you and capture them. Of course, that's going to be the next step, the things that you are going to work through and action in order to get to your goal. Simple. So now, let me summarize it. Anytime you start with, I don't know what's next for me, you're going to quiet your mind, block half an hour, grab a piece of paper, put a horizontal line, 12 months from now, and a milestone. Write down the things that you would want in your future role. Stop thinking about how to get to it. And then at the end, below the line, put the things that you would need to solve for, acquire, or de-riskify. Simple. That's it. That's all I have for you, my friends, today. And I hope you find this one helpful. I talk to you soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.